Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Memories of a Snowy Day by Ciao Bella. This is a project for Scrap and Create and you can get all your supplies there. I will have links down below. There is a playlist for this project if you're just now coming up on it because I'm probably going to finish it in this video, hopefully. So just check my playlists for all of the videos. So let's go ahead. As you can see, I have laid out some things for the cover. It's not what I thought I was going to use all along because I changed my mind. So let me show you what we have here. Let me just pull this off. So this piece I cut for a base. Okay, like that. And then I had, that's from the 12 by 12. And then this is from the 8 by 8. And this is a fussy cut from the, I believe it, I'm trying to remember if it was on a page or if it was on that fussy cut page. I think it was on the fussy cut page, the one that has all the different things you could cut out. So I fussy cut out, not these were separately on the fussy cut. So I cut this, the little squirrels and the pole, the mailbox, I cut all that out and glued it down with just a little bit, you can see, hanging off the bottom. Okay, so let me just set this aside. And then what I have done is I took my craft knife and I cut, I'm going to show you, starting right about here, this line down. Okay, so I glued these together first, then I made this cut. Okay, and I did go through and add some ink to darken the edge. Okay, so that is that. So now that goes, there's an opening there. So now we can glue this down, and what I want to do, I'm trying to think, I'm thinking aloud to myself. Okay, so I want to make sure that I do not put glue in this area. Okay, because we're going to put, if you want, you can put little envelopes or something in there. So we can glue the whole rest, but we need to leave that not glued. Okay, so let's do that. And what we could have done was just cut the fussy cut and left this piece solid, but I thought it would be more secure if I did it this way. Put this over here, just in case it decides to shoot out more glue than I want, like I think it's going to. Okay, there we go. I had to refill the glue bottle. I'm going to stay away from this area here. Okay, and I don't think I put any glue in this area here. Hang on. Let me just grab it. I'm looking for the top to my glue. There it is. Okay. Okay, put that there. Just going to put a little under here. It's the same glue, it's just in a finer tip bottle. There we go. Okay. And I have a couple of things cut that are possibilities for putting in there. And let me just make sure, yep, still good. Okay. So now I've attached a piece of red seam binding, and I am just going to glue this down now. And this, of course, we can put glue on the whole thing. Be careful that you have everything right side up at this point, and that you're putting your cover on the actual front of the book and not the back, that you've got it right side up. And I don't know if I mentioned, oh, I think that's a little low, but it's okay. I did ink everything. Okay. Snow on that mailbox that's I didn't get glue on. Apparently it's lifting. Okay, there. Okay, now we want, I don't know what I did with them. I think they're floating around here. I want to add some holly, here's the other one, to the mailbox. And I think I want the larger one at the bottom and then that one there. I don't think I want any other flowers. I did bring some over. I don't think I want any of those. I don't think, let me see if I have anything small. These are mostly pinks. Okay. Oops, hi Jolly. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down. And I'm thinking I might put a little something up there. Oops, now this I have to be careful because it's overhanging that opening and I don't want to glue that shut. So let me just lift that up until it dries. Okay. And then I had all my scraps here. Okay, here it is. I had this piece and I thought maybe I would fussy cut this little thing, a little mistletoe, and put it up there maybe. I know we've done something, you know, pretty much the same thing in here with a larger one, but I'm okay with that. Let me just do a loose cut of this and see what I think. I think it detracts from that light. I think I'm going to leave that as is for now. We may add something, we may not. All right, how's that doing? That's fine. Okay. Now, for the back, I had a piece I was semi-thinking of, either for the front or the back. Let me grab that. Oops, what's the matter? Hang on, I have it here. Here it is. I was thinking of this one for the back. That looks good. Okay, let me cut that. liking that. That looks good. I was distracted while I was cutting it, so I hope it's okay, because little miss here was jumping into things she shouldn't, but she's okay. I know I told you guys in my last video that she was very much an attention hog. I don't know if I told you. I'm sure I didn't. She's figured out how to pull the stopper out of the sinks. You know, the little, like in the bathroom sinks when you pull the lever and there's a stopper? Yeah, she's pulled the whole stopper out. Okay, so before I put that down, I need to put the other side of this ribbon down. So let me just cut this. This is way longer than I need, but that's okay. And this is going here. And my ruler. And this just needs to be 4 1/4 inches, centered on 4 1/4 inches, because it's 8 1/2. I'm mostly eyeballing it. I'll use the ruler for a little bit. Okay, there we go. Oops. I didn't put that down very well. That's better. Okay. And then once I've got that larger piece, I'll usually put another piece of tape closer to the edge. Okay, there we go. And trim this extra bit. Okay, now we'll put this piece down. That looks nice. I kind of like the way it fades into the spine. Okay. And that looks good. And then I have this that I just cut out from, actually it was this same piece here. It said postcard and there was a little postmark, so I just cut a little square, excuse me, rectangle. You can cut it, you know, whatever size is going to fit, 1 5/8 by 2 5/8. To go in there, and I thought it would be really cute to have an envelope, so let me show you that. I'm going to use those, and I'll just spot for that. Okay, alright, so for this tiny envelope, which is not finished, I just semi-made it so I could show you. Hang on. Okay, so to make this tiny envelope, you can see I had to fidget a little bit to get the size I wanted, is a square that is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so let me show you. So what you need to do, you need 2 measurements, 1 1/4 and 1 7/8. So let me grab, no, I'm going to use a Sharpie so that you can actually see this. Alright, so you want to take your ruler. You're not going to use a Sharpie. You're just going to make a very fine little mark on the edge with a pencil. Okay? And you want to go 1 1/4 from that side. Okay? And then 1 7/8 from this side to the middle. Okay, now you're going to turn it, and however much you have here is how much you're going to have here. So this is going to be 1 7/8. Okay, so that means this is going to be 1 1/4. Okay, I'm going to turn it again. Now I have 1 1/4 here, so that means this is 1 1/4. And then it's 1 7/8 from this side. And again, you're going to use little fine pencil marks. You're not going to use a Sharpie like I am. And then we have 1 7/8 from that side, and 1 1/4 from this one. Okay, just like that. Now, what you're going to do, so here we are, like that, okay? So let me set that aside. So here's the marks that we just made. Just like that, okay? What you're going to do is score this. I was looking to see if I had something, another color, but I don't. Okay, so what you're going to do is score this on your, let me get my scoreboard. This is very helpful if you have lines on your scoreboard. I go through periodically and darken these lines. It's been a while, so I'm just going to darken them so you can see. And I have those on the 1-inch marks across my board. So you're going to take, and what you want to do, probably easier to see on this one, is you're going to come, we have a 1 1/4 here and a 1 1/4 here, okay? You want to come down to the second mark here, and you want to join the second mark here with the second mark there, okay? And then the same here, and then here you've got the first mark to the first mark and the first mark to the first mark. So let me draw that so that you can actually see what I mean. So you want to join this one here to this one here, okay? Like that, okay? And you're going to do the same here. Like that. Then you're going to join these. And you're not actually going to draw lines, okay? Do not draw these lines. I'm drawing these lines so you can see what to do. Okay? And you should have little crosses. Like they should cross each other. But you are not, again, you are not drawing these lines. What you are doing is taking and putting this in your scoreboard. You're going to take this. So here we have this one here, and you're going to find the matching one up there and score. Okay? And then you're going to do the same here. And you're going to rotate, and you can see we're having the darker lines on your scoreboard helps, and you're going to do these two and these two. Okay? So now you have this situation, which is your envelope. Okay, so it's, if you want your envelope to go vertically, you can go vertically, but I'm going to take the two sides, fold them, there's my bone folder, and burnish. You can trim out the corners if you want, I am not. Burnish. So those are my two sides. Bring up the bottom, burnish, and then the top, and burnish. Now I have this point sticking up here, which I don't like. So I am going to put that there. House. falling her head off. I don't see my pencil. What do I do with my pencil? I don't want to use a pen for that. I'm just going to draw a very faint line. Then I'm going to cut that off. Okay, there we go. And then I think this looks nicer if it's rounded. So let me grab one of my tools here. It's a pretty small envelope, so I think we'll use the 1/4 inch. And just round that head. And now, and this, by the way, is the paper is some coffee dyed or tea dyed. It's, I don't know, what did I use? Coffee, I think. It's coffee dyed printer paper. A good weight. I think it's 24 pound, something like that. Okay, now let us go ahead and glue this. And again, you can trim out the corners if you want. I did not bother. It's for this, I think it's perfectly fine. You could decorate this if you want. You could put a little something in it if you want. Whatever floats your boat. And then I am just going to tuck that. I think I'll put it behind the other one. And we don't want to hide our little squirrel's face. So I'll put them in pretty far. Cute. Okay. Now, let us, got quite a bit left to do. So I need to probably take a break and get some of those things ready. One thing we have to do is cover this magnet, and I had this strip, and it's not quite wide enough, but I think if we double mat it, it would be quite cute to cover that. So let me stop here. How long have we been at this? Not long, I don't think. Only about half an hour. Okay. So let me stop here. I'm going to pick out a bunch of things, get them cut out, come back, and then we're going to go through and do some embellishing, make some inserts, because I don't want to leave this plain. You know, I want to get, you know, something like this, maybe some other things, and sort of decorate around this a little bit. Not a full frame, but we're going to do something. We need to cover that magnet, and then of course we have to embellish throughout. So let me grab some things. What time is it? It's actually, okay, so it'll probably be tomorrow. A second for you, tomorrow for me. And we will keep going with this, okay? So I'll be right back. I am back, and I have got all my fussy cuts here and cut aparts, and we are going to start at the front, I guess, and just work our way through. I've put a few things in, but nothing's finished. So what I do usually is just start at the front, go all the way through, and just decide what I want in each pocket or tuck spot, and just cut a blank like that so that I have it. It still is going to need to be matted and whatnot, but so I've gone through and done that. Now we need to put something in this pocket, and I've cut something, and we want it to show through there. And I also want to put some things on the outside to just sort of frame this opening a little bit. And then here, just slide this over. I need to hide this magnet. You may not need to, because if, you know, hopefully I'll remember to tell you to put a magnet there and you won't have one on the outside, but I do. So let me show you what I'm thinking of for that. Is this little strip was on one of the cut apart sheets, and it went like here. This is the length I need, and I found if I double matted it like that, I was going to end up with this white lips at the end, which is kind of creepy. So I just cut that off. And I'm just going to center it on this piece. Okay. So this is whatever size it is. This is 1 inch. And just inking this. And then I'm just going to center this. I'm just eyeballing it. That looks pretty good. And it might be a little crooked, but that's okay. And then we're going to take that and we are going to glue it over that unfortunate spot where I had a visible magnet. And I'm just checking. I think I need to, do I need to trim it? Just a hair, I think. Yeah, that's good. Now, if you don't have to hide the magnet, but you like the way this looks, you could put this down as a band and just glue it top and bottom. But I don't want to do that because it would, whatever you're putting in and out of it might catch on that magnet that I have there. I'm just getting that kind of lined up and press it down. I feel like I need a little ink under there. I'm not ink, glue. Oops, not there. Shoot. Let's wake that up. Okay. There. And then what we could do if we wanted is, I'm just thinking I have these little no, I think I like it that way. Okay. But you could dress it up if you want. And we may come back to this. Okay, so now cover this. Let's see what we might want to do with this. So what I have, let me show you. I have cut-aparts. And then some of the cut-aparts are shaped like tags. And I put some of them on just cardstock, glued them down, and then just cut around them. So that's those. And then I have fussy cuts here. So I've got some wreaths. I've got some bicycles. I have some birds and squirrels and swans, little mushrooms, and some flowers. So, thinking... See, we have that there, but I'm not opposed to sort of echoing it. I don't know if I'm going to, but it would work. The other thing we could do is maybe take one of these wreaths and fussy cut and just use part of it. And that might be really pretty. I think I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead, or at least I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to do it off camera because I can't see it otherwise. But I'm going to start here. And I'm just going to fussy cut around. Okay. So there is that. And that could go here. Or it could go down here. Kind of like there, maybe. I might trim that up a little bit. Let's see what else we have. Let's see, we have the little mushroom, which is cute. And we do have birds besides the one that I just cut off. I have one that faces the other way. I don't think so. It's not doing it for me. But we have these little berries. Honestly, I almost feel like just this would do. That, and this. because I'm not trying to make a frame. I just want to highlight it. But I think I do want to trim that up a little bit. So let me just do that. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut up there. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, okay, that looks good. And then we're going to have that on top. All right, and I'm going to ink it just a little, just because these are kind of a pain to ink, so I'm not going to do too much. Just take some of the white off, and we'll do the same with this. That looks good. And this you don't have to worry about where you put your glue, because it can go right onto that vellum. That's fine. I have it up where I can see it. Let me put it down where you can see it. Now I can't see it, so forgive me if I botch it a little bit. Okay. There we go. And we're going to put that right there. Okay, that looks good. And now we're going to put this one up there. You're new here, I do have a bit of a visual impairment, so sometimes I have to pick things up and put them right in front of my nose, which means you can't see them, but I try, to only do that with things that are pretty easy, like adding glue and matching up corners. Otherwise I'll try to figure out a way to show it to you. Sorry about that, but there's no avoiding it. Okay, let's put that there. Okay. And when you're putting down things that have a lot of fussed edges like this, you kind of want to be careful about how you burnish it. Mostly pat, and then if you're swiping, swipe in the direction of whatever it is you cut. You don't want to go that way, and then you'll catch all those. Okay, that looks good. And let's put down our mushroom. Where's my little bottle? Here it is. I've got these little bottles with the metal tips years and years ago on Amazon, and they came like 10 to a package or something. I can't even remember. If I can find them, I'll link them. Put that right about there. Okay. There we go. That looks good. Okay, now let me set that aside. We have, now you don't have to put anything, like you could just put, a photo mat in there and leave it, and your photo is what's going to show. But since I don't have a photo, let me see if I can pick out something. I don't think it's too imperative what I put there. I have this one, which would probably look good there. It's not really the right size for my piece I have to put in. Hang on. But what I could do is double mat this. Alright, so if I put that there, let's see. Where is that going to show? So assuming that's matted like so, that's not actually too bad. So if I do that, okay, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm just gonna put another color here. So let me see if I have something that's nicely contrasting. You know what, I have this, which goes very well with it. So I think I'll just use that. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna cut this. Okay. And what I'm going to do, so I don't want the seam to be super obvious, is I'm just gonna ink the right side, the top and the bottom of this one, and the left side, the top and the bottom of this one. That way I don't have a dark line where they join. I mean, it's there anyway. You can tell that it's not a continuous piece, but that's just how I want to do it. And then I'm just going to butt this one up against that one. Okay. There. And I don't have anything on the back. You could use a photo on the back or a plain map. I also made this so that it is not hanging out of this pocket. You could put a pull tab on it if you want, or you could make it wider so it's hanging out a little bit. But it's easy enough to reach into this pocket. Yeah, that looks pretty. Okay. We got our stripe. We may come back and add something there. So this is, hang on, let me grab my ruler. This is 6 inches wide by 6.5 tall. So I did want this one to be sticking out a little bit. So I just need to put a little something on it. And this one, you're not seeing very much of it. And it's mainly, I'm going to save that because those are good sizes. You know, this is a place for photos, so it doesn't have to be fancy. I have a lot of, for my scraps right now, I have a lot of strips like this. So I'm looking for a wider piece. Maybe that one, because that's the other side of this, and we have that right there, so I'm not going to be using it. So that'll be good. Okay, so I need a piece 5 7/8 by 6 3/8. Okay, that's good. Okay, put that aside for a moment. Over here. Okay, I don't want to block my light. Okay. This ink, And I'm not putting things on the back. You could use a solid contour, like an ivory color, maybe gray, white, any of that would be fine. But I am so far behind on getting a new video out that I'm just doing this as expeditiously as possible. Plus, it's a place for photo, so. Okay. So just a plain photo mat. Okay. And that is going in here. There, that's good. It shows, but it doesn't detract. Okay, then here, I've got a couple of the postcards, which these are cut aparts. This is actually the front of that one. That's the back of that one. So I've got that one turned over. And then those are in there. And then I have a folder here. So let's do that. I really need to have like another table to put things on. Okay, put you down there. Okay, so this piece is 7 inches tall by 12 inches wide, scored at 6 inches, and folded in half. And so I mainly need something for the front of that. I mean, we could do that. That might be a little much in that pocket, though. We could use the other side and use the gold. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to use anything dark. It's pretty dark already. Yeah, actually, the gold looks nice. All right, let's use the gold. And I am only going to mat the front. You could do the whole thing if you want. So this is, what did I say? 7. So I need 6 7/8 by 5 7/8. Oh, hang on. I had that on the ground and the cat showed up. Okay. Okay. There we go. Right. Yeah, that looks nice. Oops, I think I want this way. There. Okay. Right. This is going to go in here like that. That looks good. Okay, now I have, this is just one of the cut aparts. thought were cute. You could mat it if you want. I did not. Now, a lot of things I have tucked in like this was a scrap I had lying around, and so I just tucked it in there. You can make these any size you want. This one happens to be 6 by 6, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, if I don't have a scrap that fits it to mat it, I could just, cut it down to whatever size scraps I do have. So let's find something for that. And that's getting tucked in behind some of our little squirrels. Have that. It's not very pretty. I don't want to, I don't think I'm going to have any need for what's on the other side of it, but I'm not sure it's what I want to use either. We have this piece. I think by cutting it, I'm going to be cutting off quite a bit of those trees, though, no matter how I slice it. Unless I waste a lot of it, which I don't want to do. Let's see, we have this piece still, but that's kind of... I don't know. I don't really want to use it for this. I have some smaller pieces. I'm just thinking maybe cut it down and use that. Because we haven't used too much. I mean, I only had one sheet of it, so... I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to cut this piece down to whatever size I need to use that for the mat. So this is about, so a piece 4 1/4. So a piece 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So actually, yeah, that'll be fine. I think I'm going to cut a whole new piece because 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 will hold a 4 by 6 photo, whereas this won't. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and I'm going to mat it with that. Here we go. Straight. Okay. Yeah, that was a good choice. I like that. Okay. And now here we have nothing because it's just a scene. So we don't have to do anything there. But here we have a couple of things. Well, actually, we just have one because we have our envelope and I just put one of the 4 by 6 cut aparts into it. So that took care of that. And then this is a pocket and I just have a piece in it. So let's see what we want to do there. And let's don't think any of these are going to be... Oops, what did I do? I just dropped something. Hang on. Alright, I was saying I don't think any of these strips that I have are wide enough for that. Let me just set those aside. Those would be good for tag making or something if you want. Let's see. Like that one, we could use that, which would pick up on the scene, especially since it's actually, you're not gonna see this until you take it out of this pocket, but it will pick up on that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. And this piece, I believe, is for a 5x7 photo. Yeah, this is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. So this is gonna be 5 1/8 by 7 1/8. Cute. Okay. Did not center that very well. Give that a little squish. There we go. That's so cute. And of course, you could just leave this plain and put a photo on either side, or your child's Nutcracker program could go in there, or whatever. Of this you can even see. This book is so wide when you open it all the way. Okay, so there's that, and then this gets tied. Okay, and there's nothing needed there. Now here, this I wanted to mat. I hadn't made up my mind yet. This is our big fold-out situation. I'm just going to mat the front one. The rest are left for your photos, but I just didn't like it looking plain, so I just am using this cut apart. Okay guys, so I was recording and I recorded the whole video, finished, said, thanks so much for watching, etc., etc., etc. Went to turn off the camera, which is my phone, and discovered that at some point it had stopped recording. I'm so mad. Okay, let me show you. I checked and I think we got all the inserts done, and it was when I went to do embellishing that it stopped. So, let me show you what I did. Okay, so let me pull this out. So this, I'm so sorry you didn't get to see. It wasn't hard to do though, so hopefully I can walk you through it. I just tore 2 strips of paper, this one from the 8x8 and this one's from the patterns. Just 2 strips. This one's longer than this one. And I glued down this one first. It's about this wide. Okay, glued this down, and I only glued the left side down. Okay, then I glued the red one to this one, but not to the background because it's a tuck spot and I didn't want it glued down. Then I have these cut aparts, okay, which I again glued only to these strips and not to the background. So I have this one, this one, this one, and this one, and then this little fussy cut. And then we made just a little card to tuck in, okay? I'm trying to remember. I don't really know what you missed. I'm so sorry. Okay, so there's that. I don't know if you saw this either. So this is just a fussy cut. This is one of the wreaths. Hang on, I think I have one somewhere. Or maybe not. Yeah. Okay, so this was the wreath that had the little bird on it. And I just cut away part of it for the background and then used this mushroom on top. So that was that. I think you saw this because I think it recorded all the inserts. I hope it did. Okay, so there was all that. And then here, I didn't do any embellishing inside here. So this was just inserts and you saw all that. So that's fine. Here, I just fussy cut this little piece and glued down just this corner and tucked in a couple of cut aparts. That's all that's here. And the inside is fine. There's nothing there. And then here, if you didn't see it, I glued that. I think you probably did, but I'm not sure. So I did that. And then here, I did one of the little circle cut aparts and just a couple of tags. And then here, I put this really big fussy cut and I glued it from here to about here, like just this side, so you could tuck in. Okay. And then here I just have things tucked in. They're cut aparts. I think you will have seen this insert. I hope you did. And these are all just from the collection, just cut aparts, and then tags that were part of the collection that are backed and have little eyelets. So that is that. I am so sorry that none of that got recorded so you could see the step-by-step. I did record it, it just didn't come out. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, and I put some Wink of Stella on the snow patches here. Okay. So that is it. Again, I'm sorry that part didn't come out. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you next time. Oh, don't forget, visit Scrap and Create. This is a design project for Scrap and Create. And you can get all your supplies there. I have a link down below to your supplies. I have a link down below to the cutting guide for this project. I have some discount codes linked below. My Patreon is linked down below if you want to support the channel. And I have done one private video so far for my patrons. And I will be doing more over there for them. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time and we will do a new project. Bye-bye.